Good afternoon. This is JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, and I think you might want to know about this. If you have a student loan, they are now resuming collections for student loans that are in default. Think about it. It really sucks.
Student loan collections resume as record number of borrowers fall behind on payments. Published by CBS News. Millions of student loan borrowers could face a wake-up call Monday as the Department of Education resumes collecting on school loans. The restart of collections comes as data from a recent analysis shows delinquency rates among people with student debt are at an all-time high. After nearly 5 years since the U.S. government first paused federal student loan payments and interest accrual as a temporary relief measure during the COVID-19 pandemic, May 5th marks the first day the Education Department's Office of Federal Student Aid, FSA, restarts collections on defaulted federal student loans. Referrals for collection had been put on hold since March 2020 because of the pandemic. The level of concern here really depends on the reasons a borrower has not paid their federal student loans. If they don't have the capacity, they may be overstretched, Michelle Ranieri, Vice President and Head of Research at TransUnion, said in a statement. They may not know they have to pay them, may not be able to find the information on how to do so, or may not have a willingness to pay for one reason or another, she said. Still, 1 in 5 borrowers is seriously delinquent, or has a past due payment of 90 days or more, according to a new analysis by TransUnion, one of the 3 major credit bureaus. The analysis looks at the percentage of student loan borrowers at risk of default and the impact that has on their credit scores. Those in default face an uphill battle. Failing to make a payment means the government can withhold portions of Social Security benefits and tax refunds and garnish wages. Defaulting on a loan can also tank your credit score, which in turn can make it more difficult to obtain a loan in the future. Read on for more information about the state of student loan borrowing as default collections resume. Millions at risk of defaulting. The credit bureau's findings underscore how student loan repayments have struggled to get back on track since COVID-19. Payments on student loans were paused in March 2020 and didn't resume until October 2023. For borrowers across the U.S. who didn't have to worry about making payments for years, the resumption of student loan payments presented a challenge for many individuals struggling financially. Out of the 19.6 million student loan borrowers, TransUnion found that roughly 20% are at risk of defaulting. The figure, which TransUnion estimates could be much higher, outpaces the credit bureau's previously recorded all-time high of 15.4% in 2012. For its analysis, TransUnion looked at those susceptible to being 90 days past due on their loans. That winnowed the field of borrowers from roughly 42 million to a total of 19.6 million borrowers. Excluded from this report were people in deferment or forbearance, as well as private student loan borrowers.
There you go. Sorry about the phone calls coming in and interrupting. But if you're a student loan borrower, you got to start making payments again. And if you're in default, you're going to have a rough time. Fuck Trump and fuck his cabinet members and fuck the people who are resuming the student loan debt payments. University level education ought to be free, at least for a bachelor's degree, for every single person in the United States. In fact, Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, which is a private school, is now allowing all undergraduates free tuition. Think about it. They can go for 4 years, get their 4-year degree and be debt free. Now, it doesn't apply to graduate programs, but at least to the 4-year undergraduate programs. What a fucking mess this country's in. So, fuck you, Trump, and your fascist regime. This is JC saying, pox some more, Jack, and keep on trucking.